Hi guys, my name is Chantel and welcome to a new video. For this video, I'm doing my May TBR and I'm doing things a little bit differently because in the past, the TBRs that I've picked for myself, I haven't read. I don't even think I've read one book out of the TBRs that I've posted previously, so this is going to be kind of a different approach. I've seen other people do it and I thought it was a great idea. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. I have decided to do a TBR jar, but it's in a pot plant. So these are all the picks. I just used post-it notes and wrapped them up in different colors because I've used blue for thrillers, pink for romance and contemporaries, and green for fantasy. The majority of my TBR is fantasy, and to be blatantly honest, I've been not interested in fantasy lately. I think my reading style is evolving as I grow. I'm more into, like right now I'm reading thrillers and living for it, but that and romances is literally all I'm reading lately. So I'm kind of worried because pretty much like I would say 80 to 90% of my TBR is fantasy, and I'm really not looking forward to it because it's so like, I don't know the word, like not dense, but it's just so full on and I don't really care for fantasy at the minute, especially YA fantasy. I'm definitely more into the like adult genres like the thrillers and the romances. But without further ado, I will jump straight in. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I think I'll just like scrounge around and I'm gonna do 5 because I feel like I can read a book and a bit a week. And this also doesn't include any of my ebooks or audiobooks because I plan to read all of these physically because they are physically on my TBR, and I kind of just hate them sit because I put them in a pile next to my shelves because I feel like if I haven't read them I don't want them on my shelves, and then I know what I need to get to next and it's right there. But yeah, this is a long intro. Okay, so I will go and I think I've got like one thriller in here. Fantasy, of course it is. So it is, ooh, Scythe. Scythe by Neil Shusterman. So I've heard so many people talk about this book recently actually, and I'm actually really glad. This is one of the ones that I would actually like to read. So I believe this is about a world that's got like no hunger, no misery, no like disease, all those kind of things, and you become a scythe, and then you got to go and like potentially choose which people die, basically. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, so you're commanded to keep the population in order. I'm super excited for this. I'm definitely glad this is picked out because I wanted to pick it up for a while now. Okay, book 2. Fantasy, of course. Oh my god, no. The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Can you read that? The Way of Kings. So, here it is. I don't know too much about it. I have read Mistborn and I don't know what it's called, but the second book in the Mistborn trilogy. I loved those books, so I'm hoping to love this. I haven't picked it up because it is a thick boy. There's a little background story with this book. So my mum and family all live in Tasmania. So whenever I go down to visit, and I have to go buy a book. So this is from the Hobart bookshop. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it is from the Hobart bookshop. So I bought this with my mum. Anyway, there's not really much point to that, but I am skeptical picking this up. But I do actually need to know, do I need to finish the Mistborn trilogy to be able to read this, or is this separate entirely? Or is it in the same? Like, I'm not too sure. Can you just let me know? Because otherwise I may have to pick a different one. But I'll let you know anyway if I have to. But God almighty, I'm gonna have to read that this month, aren't I? Okay, book number 3. Ooh, yay, a romance or contemporary. It is, ooh, Beartown by Frederick Bachman. So I have been wanting to pick this up for a while, but hence why I'm doing this TBR. I never do pick it up because I'm always so intimidated. So this is about a small community called Beartown, where the town really revolves around the hockey team, and they're really praised upon and stuff like that. But on the night of their biggest game, a girl is brutalized. I'm not sure if she's sexually assaulted or what happens to her, but I do believe she's like traumatized, and they don't believe her. So I believe it's like that story of her and the town believing a hockey player over her. So I do think this is like a hard-hitting contemporary book, and I've seen people really love it. So I'm definitely excited and nervous to jump into this one because, yeah, I have been wanting to pick it up. So I'm glad I picked it out and I can put it on my shelves and read it. So that is book number 3. Book number 4. Fantasy. Ooh, The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. This is a trilogy, I believe, and this is the first book, obviously. I've been wanting to pick it up. Reagan from Peru's Project raves about this book, so I bought it and have never read it. So I'm not 100% sure with what it's about, but I'll read the synopsis. So it goes, this is the way the world ends for the last time. It starts with the Great Red Rift across the heart of the world's sole continent, spewing ash that bolts out the sun. It starts with death, with a murdered son and a missing daughter. It starts with betrayal, a long dormant wounds rising up to fester. This is the stillness, a land familiar with catastrophe, where the power of the earth is wielded as a weapon and where there is no mercy. Definitely keen. I think I'm more like between this and The Way of Kings. I just don't do fantasy lately, so I'm nervous, but I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna check it off my TBR, and then I won't have to think it again. But then if I love it, I can read book 2 and 3. So yes, skeptical about this one. Alrighty, last but not least. Romance or contemporary? Ooh. Eliza and Her Monsters. Okay, sorry if the angle changed. I was getting one of the books and my camera fell, so love that for me. Anyway, Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I've had this on my shelves for so long. I think I did try and pick it up and then I just wasn't into it, so I put it down. Yeah, I literally read like so I literally only read the prologue, so I'm on like page 1 because like I haven't even read chapter 1 yet. So this is about, so the synopsis says, in the real world, Eliza Merck is shy, weird and friendless. Online, she's Lady Constellation, the anonymous creator of the wildly popular webcomic Monstrous Sea. Eliza can't imagine enjoying the real world as much as she loves the online one, and she has no desire to try. Then Wallace Warland, Monstrous Sea's biggest fan fiction writer, transfers to her school. Wallace thinks Eliza is just another fan, and he draws her out of her shell. She begins to wonder if a life offline might be worthwhile. But when Eliza's secret is accidentally shared with the world, everything she's built, her story, her relationship with Wallace, and even her sanity begins to fall apart. So yeah, I don't know too much about it. This is probably one of the least favorite ones that I'm gonna pick up, but I don't know, maybe I'll love it. So that's the last book that I'm gonna be reading this month out of my TBR pot plant. And yeah, so that's all the books that I'll be reading. And also, if you wanted to leave a book recommendation in the comments below, whichever book gets the most likes, I will add it to my TBR jar, and it could potentially be one of the ones that I pick out next month for my April, May, June TBR. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm definitely excited to read like 3 out of those 5 books that were picked out, but I think this is a fun idea and I definitely will continue to do it. I will definitely do like a wrap up at the end of each month and make, just to keep me accountable with reading these books, but I need to get to them, so I definitely need to make them a priority. And yeah, my camera's flashing, so I better wrap this up. So yeah, leave your book recommendations down below. Please like and subscribe to my channel because it just will mean the world to me, and I just know that you're watching. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.